Hi, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. It's Sunday afternoon. We're here again. If I can't get this camera a little better placed, maybe that'll help some. Okay. There's the reminder. Hello, Joe. Hello, Julie. Good to see you both. Your dad's ox. Oh, Joe, that's awesome news. Awesome. Hi, Amy. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Julie. Blessings to you. Good to see you. My goodness, we got a lot of early birds today. This is wonderful. Joe, I'm so pleased for your dad. That is marvelous news. And the fact that his foot is healed is just amazing news. I'm I am sitting in David's chair today, and it's a really big chair for me. And I have to sit on a pillow to get it high enough that you can see me in in the camera. So if I keep wiggling around a little bit, I'm sorry, but I'm trying to get up where you can see me. So, Julie, what's going on with you? Loretta, hi, Loretta. Good to see you. Oh, okay. No problem at all. I still have that wonderful picture of him on the lawnmower with that great frown on his face. I just love that picture. I may frame it and put it on the wall. It is a great picture. My goodness, we got 6 folks here. Don't forget thumbs up, guys. 7 folks and only 4 thumbs in the air. Hello, Ruth. Good afternoon. It's good to see you. If I can move this around a little bit here. This Lola is being very loud today. Got your rifle sights? Made a sling? Oh, that's great, Joe. Hello, Ellie. It's wonderful to see you too. I'm glad you showed up today. Mornings are still in the upper 20s. Julie, that's terrible. That is so cold. Brr. Just the thought of it. I may have to get up and go get a couple of pillows to go behind my back. Kind of not very comfortable. Hello, Lisa Clark. It's good to see you. I'm doing very well today. Today has been a good day so far. I actually got sleep last night, got up and was able to go to church. Howie, hello, hello. Wonderful to see you. Welcome, welcome. Food Forest Permaculture, my dear friend Howie. It's so good to see your name come up. 30s. Oh, burr. I get cold just thinking about how cold it is. My. It's going to be, let's see. Right now it's 74. I have to look around the monitor to see my weather station, but right now it's 74. Yesterday it got to 94. I don't think it's going to get anywhere near that warm today. Ah, congratulations, Loretta. That's wonderful news. That is so great. I have 4 tomato plants I need to get into pots. Oh, much love to you too, Howie. I miss seeing you all the time. We were able to visit some local friends yesterday and were able to share some wild plant knowledge. Oh, how wonderful, Amy. That is great news. Don't you love it when you see someone that you know and you learn from them? I just think that's wonderful. I really enjoy it. You have more to plant? Oh, wow, Loretta, that's busy. I'm being a very lazy girl this year. I'm not going to have a big garden this year at all. Oh, yeah, Julie. When are you coming to visit the family? You realize Round Rock and Lockhart are not that far from me. We could all meet in Austin and have a wonderful time. Thank you, Lisa. I am doing much better than I thought I would at this time. Things are going very well for me. I've been blessed. The Lord is caring for me and providing for me. Um, I just I cannot complain about anything. I truly cannot. It's a wonderful, wonderful life, and I'm so blessed to have friends like you guys that come and visit with me every Sunday afternoon. You have no idea how important it is to me to see you guys every Sunday. So important to me. Can you hear my little Lola, my little bird I'm babysitting? She's unhappy because she wants to be in here on my shoulder, and I can't let her do that. Yes, Lisa Clark, God is truly amazing. You are right. You too, Ruth, huh? Good. Yes, I understand, Julie. I'm going to be going to Louisiana soon, I pray. And if I can get all the things worked out for the birds to be boarded and the finances and someone to take care of my chickens and all of that. So, oh, speaking of chickens, guys, I have great news. Darlene has finally signed the papers on the new house. Oh, that's wonderful news. Tell her she's still on our prayer list and hope she gets it all taken care of in the next week. I know that's a little bit hopeful, but we do wish that. What I was going to tell you is I have this week received Rory. Rory the rooster has come to live in our coop, and oh, he is absolutely gorgeous. He is a beautiful rooster. He stands a little bigger than most of the chickens, so I'm not sure what breed he is, but he's bigger than most. He is absolutely snow white, just gorgeous bird. And his wattle and his comb are crimson. They are so red. They look like blood. They look so red. He's gorgeous. And when we put him in the cage with the girls, it was so funny. The girls picked on him for the first hour he was in there. The girls picked on him. Let's see, what do y'all think of the food and fertilizer places burning down? I'll have to on Wednesdays and Thursdays. That is kind of strange, isn't it, Julie? In a church service in at the moment. You'll leave the stream running and in and out. Okay, well, thank you very much, Howie. I appreciate it. Hello, Susanna. Good to see you too. Anyway, Rory the rooster has decided he truly likes living in our house, in our coop, and he was he wasn't a wild rooster, but he was not terribly friendly to the man who gave him to me, one of my church members, and he's already starting to like me. I can go in and he doesn't try and attack me, and he kind of comes close to me. So far, he isn't going to be touchy, but he's only been in the house in the coop for 4 days now, so you have to give him time to get used to the new home and all of that. But it's so neat to have a rooster that is friendly because I've always been told that roosters are they'll attack you and they're mean and all that kind of stuff, but he doesn't appear to be mean. So I'm hoping that he stays nice. And my ducks are absolutely settled into their run, and they'll be happy there until we get the new bigger run finished. So, and then we'll open up the duck run, the little run, it back to the chickens, and the ducks will have their own run, which will be bigger too. And they'll think they're living in high cotton because all of them will have 20-foot by 20-foot runs, one for the chickens and one for the ducks. Oh, and the fellow that brought me the rooster is also talking about bringing me what do you call it? A Turkins, I think what he called it. There's told that told me that it's crossed between a small turkey and a large chicken, and they call them turkins. He says they just look like chickens, except they have a naked neck, kind of like the naked neck variety, but they're bigger. So if he brings me a couple of those, I'm going to be really excited. The man has got, I think he said he had over 100 chickens, I know for sure, in his farm. Yes, Ellie, Mr. Rory Rooster he is a gorgeous, gorgeous bird, and I think he's going to be friendly. I really do. He's already taken over leadership of the coop. He tells the girls where they can go and where they can't go and what they should eat, and he just bosses them around. He's taken over real well there. And I have one chicken who thinks she's a duck, and she just refuses to stay in the chicken pen. She wants to be in with the ducks, and she doesn't get into the water like the ducks, but she wants to be in that run with the ducks. So I just let her do her thing, you know. I let her be in with the ducks. She doesn't pick on them. They don't pick on her. They all get along. So why not? Let them be happy. Bandana Grandma. Oh, it's so good to see you, dear heart. Welcome, welcome. It's wonderful to see you. How are you doing? No wonder he's fitting in so well. Yes, Ruth, he is. He's taken over the leadership of the coop, and he seems to be doing well. Miss Susie Bandana Grandma, I'm so thrilled to see you. It's been a very long time. You're doing great. I'm glad to hear you're doing well, Susie. I love you too. You are just a wonderful friend, although I've missed seeing you lately. I truly have. Matter of fact, Bandana Grandma, I don't think you were around last November when I lost my husband. I don't think you've heard the news, but David went on to be with the Lord, and he's in better place than he was here, and certainly feels a lot better than he did here. And God has taken care of me through the whole thing and provided for me beautifully. So I can't complain either. Although I do miss David, but he's better off where he is. So I'll just praise God that he feels better. King of the Roost. That I jokingly called him the cock of the walk in church today, and several people laughed. But then I got to thinking, what do you call a rooster other than a cock? And that is his way. So that's the way it is. Actually, life is not hard. Uh, I can't complain. God has provided for me. I have everything I need and most of the things that I want. I have wonderful friends around. Hi, Lisa Hoffer. Good to see you. I still have my mom and my stepdad. I still have the remaining younger sister. I used to have three. We lost two in 2017, so now it's just the two of us. And she was here a couple of weeks ago, and we had a wonderful visit. So I'm doing well. God is caring for me. I don't, I have not been cursed with lots of depression and things like that. Sure, I do miss David, but it's not the kind of missing that makes me run around in tears all the time. I'm not that way. The Lord has managed to keep me happy. Hello, Iris White. It's good to see you. And yes, God does provide, and He has provided so well for me. I can't tell you how much He's provided. Prayers are being answered. Yes, they are. They definitely are. That's exactly the point, Susie. I have hope. I know that my husband was saved. I know that he's with the Lord, and I know that I'll be with him when the time comes for me to leave this earth. So he was very ill before he died and in a great deal of pain, and now he's not in either one of those. So, what have I got to be sad about? I have my home. I have the brand new truck that he bought me my last birthday. And while neither of those are paid for, I got enough from the military as my portion of his retirement that I will be able to stay in this home. I will be able to afford to pay off the truck. I can meet my bills. I have food, I have utilities, you know, I can't complain. God has provided everything for me, including wonderful friends that come and see me every Sunday. Let's see. Goodness, just 5 months to grow your whole garden. Wow. I'm sorry, I get very excited when I start thinking about how the Lord has blessed me, and I can go on for hours about that. Have I heard of memo plant? You were given some seeds and need to do. No, Amy, I've never heard of them before. I'm sorry. MAMOU. Grab a pen and write that down, and I will do some looking as well. I have my little paper right here, and I keep my prayer list right by the computer because this is where I do most of my praying. So I will write that down and look it up. All right. Now let's love this family. Oh, thank you. Yes, Julie, speaking of Blake, I had not seen him in over a year. And when David passed, Blake showed up at the memorial service we had, and it was so wonderful to see him. I've seen him a couple of times since then. He's doing well. Luke is doing very well. He's health wise, he's doing well, and in all other ways, Luke is doing beautifully. Mama Curbs is doing well. Of course, they're grandparents again, so that's always great. So how can you can't say enough because I love the Kirby family. They are wonderful people, and they were very good to me, and they still continue to be good to me. I just see someone counter blessings cover a lot of parts. Yes, they do, Susie. That is absolutely true. 3 months to grow. Oh my goodness. I guess you'll start everything inside and then put them out while you know you're going to have some sun to do that. Loretta, what are you doing in your kitchen? Just cleaning, or are you rearranging, or what? Native all across the South into Central Texas. Oh, cool. Well, I will look it up and see what I can find for you. I really don't know. Yes, he did. It was so lovely to have him there. I was quite surprised because I had asked uh, for those who had planned to come to let me know. The ladies of my church were so sweet. They put together sandwiches and dips and chip and drinks and things for us to have a little reception after the memorial service. And we didn't get too many people that responded, but we had plenty, and several people showed up that had not answered. So it was wonderful. Julie, snow on the 4th of July? Oh my goodness, that's when it's starting to get really hot here. Amy had to look it up my own self. Never heard of it. Yeah, I've never heard of it either, Lisa, but I have a feeling the Memo plant is going to get a lot of research in the next couple of days. All of us here will probably be looking at it. Susanna, she's in Idaho. Shame on me. I shouldn't be so tacky, but I forget where in Idaho. I think she said she was in northeast Idaho, but I could be wrong. She's told someone a couple of weeks ago, but I don't. I was so busy talking to everyone, I forgot where she said she was. Oh my goodness, I have missed. Pardon me for a moment. I have set my glass of ice water just out of reach. I'll be right back. Well, I didn't get a pillow. I got a blanket, but I'm hoping I can knot it up under behind my back and give me a little bit of support back there. Okay, southwest. Okay. Boy, was I wrong. I thought northeastern turns out southwest. An old Native American medicinal plant native to the southern states. Sure, you just learn about it. Hmm. Oh, I meant to remember to tell you, and I almost forgot. Last week on Tuesday morning, I was online looking around and I saw an announcement for an online auction. Now, I rarely will do auctions simply because, especially online auctions, you don't get to see what you're buying. You get to see a picture, but you can't really pick it up and touch it and feel it and that kind of stuff. And this one, just something about it just tweaked my interest. So I went on there and I was looking through and I found, oh gosh, probably 12 or 15 different bundles of things that I thought I might like to have. So I bid on them. And day before yesterday was the end of the auction. And it turns out that out of the 12 or 15 I bid on, I won 9 auctions, which kind of surprised me because normally if I do on these, I get outbid out of everything. And I had received several notices that I had been outbid on some of the stuff I had bid for. A lot of what I was outbid on was sheet sets for beds. And the reason I was bidding on them is I like to take the sheets and cut them into 10 by 10 or 10 by 12-inch squares and make skirts out of them. I make the same kind of skirts that Heidi on Rain Country does. And I have found that um, bed sheets make wonderful skirts. And I have some plain white bed sheets that I use to make an underslip. So you don't have to worry about wearing slips or that the sheets are so thin you can see right through them. Because when you make an actual um, slip that goes under it, it doesn't sun doesn't shine through, and you don't have to worry about modesty. So anyway, I got outbid on all of the sheets except one set, but it was okay because they were pretty, a very pale lime green, and I don't have any lime green, but I have several patterned sheets that had some green in them, so I thought that would make a good one to go with it. So I went over to pick up my stuff yesterday morning, and two of the things I had bid on were some stacks of books, and you couldn't really tell from the pictures how many books were in it. But one of the stacks I paid $4 for, and the other one I paid $1.62 for. As you go in and you put the maximum amount that you are willing to pay for the lot, and then they start you out, and as people see what the beginning bid is, then they look at how many bids they've had and what increments, and then they decide if they're going to bid or not. Well, I ended up winning both of those book bunches or bundles or whatever you call them. And I went yesterday to pick them up, and there were probably 50 books in this bundle. I have them on my dining room table, which seats 12, and I have stacks of the different kinds of books. I've got cooking books. I've got specific kinds of cooking books. I've got um, like holiday recipes. I've got one pot recipes. I've got instant pot recipes and all these different things. So I've set them out according to the kind of book. And it's amazing. I spent less than $10 and got 50 books, and I will use most of the books, not all. I got a group of books I'm probably going to bring to Amy, and they are all kinds of wonderful recipes on cooking for diabetics and cooking for people with high cholesterol. So I'm not a diabetic and my cholesterol is not high. So I will look around and find people who could use these books. And that's what I'm going to do with that part. Well, another thing I got for $1.08 was a beautiful glass domed anniversary clock. That's the kind that have the little pendulum in the bottom that goes around and then goes back the other way and then goes back and that's the way it runs. And I paid $1.08 for this beautiful antique clock. Now I'm going to have it fixed because I don't know if it's broken or if I just don't know how to make it work because I really don't. The only ones like this I've ever had before were battery powered, and this one is not battery powered. So there's got to be something to make it start. But I got that. I got a whole bunch of candles. I mean, it was amazing. By the time I got all of the bundles that I had bid on and picked up 4 more bundles that no one bid on, and they let me have it for the starting price. My truck was so full, I almost couldn't drive home. I had the entire back seat, floor, and seat up to the headrests on the front seat, and I had the passenger side in the floor and all the way up to the windows. I had to do up seat belts around some of it to keep it from falling off. I got it all home, and it took me almost an hour to unload everything. It was amazing. But I'm going to have some gifts for other people. I'm going to start looking at recipes because I have finally purchased software and I'm going to learn how to use it so I can edit and make my own videos. So once I learn how to edit, I'll start releasing videos again. And I will have all kinds of cookbooks to make things with. I'm excited about that. Oh, good. I'm glad you like them, Amy, because I'm going to, when I come to visit, I'm going to bring them. I'm not going to try and ship them all because there's like, I don't know, 8 or 10, and they're really big books, though. But I will bring them to you. Your dad has been cleared to go back to normal. No infection in his foot. He's completely healed. Praise God. Amy, that is wonderful news. Your dad and Joe's dad both. That is wonderful. Yeah, Joe, I'm sure it has been a long, tedious winter, but thank the Lord he is doing better too. That is wonderful news. I love books and I love cookbooks, especially Ellie, and I'm going to have to make rooms to put these books because I don't have a place for most of them. And Bandana Grandma, the reason I love them too, and it's going to be something that I'm doing as a part of my preparations for the future because pretty soon we're not going to be able to get ebooks and we may not have the electricity to read our ebooks. And I'm going to have some books in paper that I can read. So I'm pretty excited about those. I really am. Oh, Amy, I know your dad is so thrilled. You know, Lisa, I have some old cookbooks from like the 30s and even one from the 20s, but most of my older cookbooks are in from the 40s. So I even have a couple from the 50s. But the oldest ones I have, I think the oldest one I have was published in 1895. I think was the 95 or 97. I don't remember which. And no, I've gone through it several times, but I don't cook from it too much for several reasons. First of all, their measurements, their increments of measurement don't make sense to me a lot. And secondly, I'm afraid that they'll ruin my cookbook if I put it in the kitchen and drop it or something. So if I'm going to use a recipe out of that, I'll sit at my desk and hand copy the recipe onto a piece of notebook paper and then cook from that and leave my books on the shelf where they really. You have canning books from the 40s? Now I have not had. I did get one canning book, come to think of it, in that group, but I don't have any canning books from back in the 40s. That would be awesome. But everything has changed so much from back then. Um, they have back then. I know my mom told me that when she was growing up, they water bath canned meat. They just put it in there and let it cook in the can in the water bath canner for hours. And from what I understand, that doesn't work, or it's not safe. It's not deemed safe because it doesn't get the internal temperature up high enough. It cooks it for a long time, but it doesn't get it up high enough. Now, the only thing I can think is they were probably um, eating them so quickly they didn't really have a chance to go bad too much. And yes, yeah. I've thought about taking pictures too. And what's really funny is I have taken pictures of some of my recipes in some of my mom's cookbooks. And I know I'm going to inherit most of those cookbooks, but I want to cook with them now. So take pictures of them. I have a whole bunch of them. Found them in an antique store. You know, I ought to start looking at antique stores. There's a lot of them around here. Yeah, Amy, I agree. Get several canning books just in case, because you never know. Yeah, Julie. If they had celiac back then, they weren't aware of what it was, and you can do a lot of substitutions and do almost as well. And I'm sure you know that since you use them. Have your great grandmother's cookbooks from the 20s. Lisa Clark, you are so fortunate. That is wonderful news. Can't do most of the recipes how they can back. Well, Lisa, what I have done is I have taken the some of the recipes and used the canning instructions that I know from the FDA, like pressure canning meats you have to do for 90 minutes in quarts. 90 minutes in quarts? Yeah. 90 minutes in quarts, 75 minutes in pints. So you can do that kind of thing and still do what you want. Now, let's see. Not recommended. I was told you could boil something for days and the temperature would not rise above. That's exactly right. And Susie, the reason why is because the steam allows the heat and the pressure inside the bottle to rise higher than boiling, which is 212. And if you put it in a bottle of boil or in a can of boiling water, you can boil that pan forever and it's not going to get any higher than boiling. So, yeah, you're right. I don't argue. I would rather err on the side of caution as well. You use a 1943 Westinghouse roaster make many meals as well as beef and chicken bone broth. Oh, what a wonderful idea. Is that one of the roasters you put on top of the stove, Julie? I have an old speckled ware roaster that my mom had, and I think my grandmother had before her, that we cooked Christmas turkeys and Easter hams in for. My grandmother was a young woman, so I know it's been around a long time. But it's big enough you can get most all whole things in there, chickens, roast, or whatever. I even got a 20-pound turkey in there one year because we were having so many people come for Christmas dinner that year. I've got to make some more bone broth. I'm getting low again. Oh, Susie, give him a great big hug from us, and it's wonderful to see you. Thank you so much for coming in. We're here every Sunday. If you have time and want to drop in, please do. I'd love to see you again. Have a great week. Bye, Susie. It's so wonderful to see friends like that. I'm so glad that people think they can just drop in like they do. It's wonderful. It is an electric roaster. Very good. I might have seen one, Julie, but the one I have is stovetop or inside the oven. It's that blue speckled where the background color is either blue or black and then has little white speckled dots all over it. And I think mine is the black. I've got some pans that are the blue, but I think the roaster is black. Oh, yeah. Susie is Susanna is still trying to figure out where Julie is precisely on the map. I'll tell you, there's a lot of problems with living as far south as I live, but there are a lot of benefits to it as well. And I'll tell you what, I love it. I really do. My little dog, talking about benefits, my little dog got out last night about 9:30 or 10 o'clock. And I don't usually let him out that late, or if I let him out, I put his halter and his leash on and I take him out and sit in the yard while he does his thing. But last night he sneaked out between my feet when I was letting the cat in. And he stayed out until 4 o'clock this morning, and I could not get him in and I could not find him. I have flashlight that is the brightest thing you've ever seen. It'll go from my house all the way up to the front property, and I can see quite well. And I could not find him anywhere. So wherever he was hiding, he stayed out until early, early this morning. He woke me up sitting on the front porch, barking like he does when he wants to come in. I got up and let him in. It's 85 there today. Wow. Amy, that's hotter than here. Here it's only 75. Yeah, me too. I really love having a nice long growing season. It's wonderful. Oh, and I went out yesterday and picked some of the mulberries off my tree, and I got a little over a cup. So they're in the freezer, and I'm going to go out tomorrow when they've had a chance to ripen some more and get some more. And I might get enough off this tree eventually if I keep freezing it and saving it to make something with it. Last year, I got a lot off, but only 3 or 4 berries a day or so. So I just ate them as they came off. But this time I'm trying to save them. I'd like to make something with them. I'm not sure what. Whether I'll make a maybe I can make a what is it called? Oh goodness, I can't think of the word. Um, can't think of it. I want to say brickle, but brickle's not the word. You take fruit, you make a crust on the bottom. You put the fruit with sugar and butter and some of the crusty stuff all um, mashed up on top, and then you bake it, and it turns out really good. I can't think of what it's called. Picked dewberries yesterday. Very good. Do they ripen quicker when they've gotten wet? I don't know anything about that. Julie, I have a white mulberry and a red mulberry. And the white one makes berries, but very few. It does not have a lot on it at all. The red one has tons of fruits, but they're all little tiny. They're only an inch or so long. They're not big like the mulberries I've seen in other states. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the heat or the lack of water or what. But it tastes wonderful. Very sweet, very sugary, and I really enjoy it. But I wish they were bigger. It takes a minute to make something. Oh well, helps them. Yeah, I water my mulberry trees starting about the 1st of February. I water them at least once a week and usually twice a week. If I didn't water them, you probably couldn't find the mulberries at all because even with all that water, they're only about an inch long. So if I didn't water them at all, they probably wouldn't make enough berry to even see. You just have a little brown smudge on the side of each branch. Once these finish blossoming, though, I'm going to get the air layering stuff up on them. I promised Amy and Brett some air layered um, branches from the mulberry and from the pear, and I don't remember what else. I have to look at my notes to remember what else I was going to give you. But oh, and the peaches. The peaches are going to be loaded this year. I've got little tiny peaches, about 2 inches long, and they are just all over the tree. One spot there were 9 at the end of one branch, so I'll have to pick some of those off with a wood branch. Blueberries go wild in the neighboring field. Yeah, I'm sure it would be. I'm sure it would be. Mm-mm-mm. And once we get our duck pond, I'll know where I can put my elderberries because I'm already starting an area where I dump the duck water. And by the time we get the fence up for the duck run, it'll be nice and wet and marshy. And I'll put them in there. And it'll be wonderful. Sunny, 76 degrees, 11% humidity. Oh, but you're in El Paso, Lisa. No wonder. El Paso has no humidity to speak of. Julie, Amy's humidity is probably in at least the 70s, if not the 90s. It is so humid there. They're really close to the coast, and it gets very humid there. It gets there like it used to get for me when I was a kid and I lived in Corpus, and it was just incredible. It was like breathing through hot, wet cotton all the time. It was really, really hot. We've got 14 thumbs up today. That's cool. 14 thumbs up and 10 people on. I've been so proud of Brett and Amy lately. They have a live stream on Thursday nights. For those of you who don't know, I don't think there's anybody on here that doesn't know, actually. But anyway, we've been getting 50 thumbs up. Every time I've been there lately, there have been 50 thumbs up a night. So 60%. Yeah. Yeah. It's really, really humid where Amy and Brett live. It's amazing. Um, anyway, we've been trying for 50 thumbs up every time. And every time I've been there, we've made it. I've missed a couple. A lot of it has to do with whether or not I can get away from mom and dad. Sometimes they need something, like I've been missing my church service about every other week because they can't drive to theirs. So one week I go to my church and the next week I go to mom and dad's church, back and forth and back. LA's humidity is outrageous. Brothers in the Florida Panhandle, humidity is so high. Julie, when David and I first were married, we lived in Florida Panhandle. We actually lived in Tallahassee, which is the capital of Florida, and it's kind of in the armpit part of Florida. And the humidity there is amazing. And the one thing it took me a while to get used to while I lived there was every day at 5 o'clock, almost without exception. I lived there 18 months, and I think it only missed 3 or 4 times. Every day you got a small rainstorm at 5 o'clock without fail. It got to the point where we didn't even bother to go in. We were outside and it rained and it just rained and we went right on with what we were doing. So it's amazing. Niceville, where is that? I like the name. That's like there's a little town south of here called Pleasanton, and it's spelled Pleasant Town. So I like little names like that. Allie, hello. Welcome, welcome. It's good to see you. I'm glad to see you dropped in next to Fort Walton in Florida. I know in Florida there's a Fort Walton Beach. I don't know if there's a Fort Walton. Thank you, Miss Allie. I appreciate that. I'm actually doing very, very well. I was telling everyone at the beginning of this live stream, I have been so blessed. The Lord is taking such good care of me. Can't can't do anything but look good and feel good. I lived in Corpus Christi and the humidity is awful. Yes, Lisa Clark, the humidity in Corpus is awful. And Amy, where Amy lives, it's just like that there. Corpus is truly right on the coast. So it's wet. Hello, Mr. Brett. It's good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Did you get your yard finished getting mowed? Amy told us that you drop in later, but you were mowing the yard. And I told her I still have that picture of you on the mower when you were scowling, so, and I just love it. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. I know where Fort Walton Beach is. I went through there several times when we were driving around from Tallahassee up into Georgia and all kinds of places like that. There is a little city in Georgia, and I cannot remember the name of it right now, but it's about 30 minutes or so uh, from Tallahassee. And they have the most unbelievable roses in this little town. And every year they have a huge rose festival. We went twice, and it is absolutely amazing. The roses were just gorgeous. Not finished, but probably going to stop. Got what you wanted done. Well, that's the important part. And not getting too overheated is also important, as we both know. That's not something you want to do when you live in an area like you do where it gets so hot all the time. I'm glad you stopped. My neighbor that lives up front of us was working on my um, lawnmower day before yesterday. and he got it running. And so we jumped on it and mowed about a third of my front yard, and it quit again. So he had to push it back to his driveway and go back to work. So I have about a third of my front yard cut. But I'm going to have to get something done with the um, backyard because we're starting to have mice get in the traps again. So we need to do something about killing that grass back there so they won't come. Allie, I was just telling everyone I won a bunch of cookbooks in an auction this past week, and I purchased a piece of software called HD Movie Maker from the Microsoft Store, and I'm starting to learn how to do editing on Movie Maker, and once I get that um, mastered, for lack of a better word, I will be doing videos again. I did buy the software, and I've started reading the help files and that sort of thing, and I'm going to look for a bunch of videos on YouTube on how to use it. Hopefully, in a very few weeks, I will be doing at least some very simple editing so I can put something out there. Savannah's going to go make lunch. Well, okay. Oh, homemade pizza. I like homemade pizza. Thank you, Allie. Thank you. Editing is something that I've been afraid of. David was such a wonderful editor, and it was so nice. All I had to do was figure out what I wanted to make a video on and do it and hand the camera to him, and he would take it from there. And when he was done with it, a day or two later, it was a perfectly done, finished video, and all I had to do was upload it. So now I get to do all of that as well, and it kind of scares me. I've never been a very technical person, so that kind of thing kind of makes me a little nervous, but I can do it. I've decided I can do it. So I'll just keep practicing until I figure it out, and then I'll start turning out videos again. OC keeps freezing? What is OC? I'm sorry, Anna. I'm not sure what you mean. Are you having problems with the video freezing on you? I think I may change my background a little too. Um, while I love my big map, um, I just want something different for a while. I won't get rid of the map, but I'll probably move it somewhere else and do something else for a while. We'll see. We'll see. You know, we got 12 here right now. That's wonderful. Slowly, we're working our way up. We'll have 20 soon, and from there, we know where we'll go. If you're trying to start some willow trees, fingers crossed. I will cross my fingers for you. By the way, Amy, your first avocado tree looks wonderful. The second avocado tree is in the soil, and it'll take probably a couple of 3 weeks before it starts to actually grow. It has to get all ready before it can grow. And I have discovered, at least on the fig twigs that I planted, I took a 1 gallon water bottle and I cut the bottom of it off. And I turn it upside down and put it over what I want to grow. And I water the dirt around it, but I don't water down on top of it. And the fig cutting grew beautifully. The avocado one that's growing is really, really doing well, and it was grown that way. And I'm going to do the next avocado that way, and I've got some orange seeds in, so we'll see if they grow. That's it has helped. It builds like a greenhouse over what you're trying to grow and helps control the humidity. And since my one whole side of my house has south facing windows, I stick them up in there, and things just love those windows. Hopefully, your other avocado will start growing real soon, and maybe I'll have 2 small avocado trees to bring you when I come. Anyway, they grow real well under that water bottle. Works makes a wonderful greenhouse. Let's see. So it's a clear milk gallon. Actually, Allie, it's not a milk jug. It is a water jug. It's one that I buy 1 gallon of water in, and yes, it is clear. Uh, so it allows the sun and the light in, but it keeps the humidity in as well. And by watering around the base of it, it lets the water get to the roots of the plant and it keeps the humidity around the top part of the plant. So they don't dry out so easily and they grow better that way. Exactly, Brett. It makes little individual greenhouses and I get a lot of my water that way, especially when I have to buy not the um, not the filtered water, but the kind that's what it's called. My brain's not working very well today, but it's the kind you use to make baby food and stuff with, and it's clear and it works very well. And it comes with a little lid, so if if it gets all uh, fogged up inside, you can take the little lid on the top off for a few minutes or a couple of days even, and it gives us enough of the humidity out that the plants do better. And then you just squeeze, you put the little lid back on, and it keeps it moist without making it too moist. Allie, that's not a stupid moment. That's what I call a senior moment. Of course, you're not a senior yet, but I am. So when I have those moments, I call it a senior moment. Brett, I did that one year when I started all of my tomatoes inside, and I I had a pot. I didn't start them in the little square things that you get from the big box store. I had a pot of soil, and the um, water bottle fit right down over the pot. So I planted 4 or 5 little tomato plants in there and made sure it was real wet, and then stuck that on it and stuck it in the window. And those were some of the healthiest tomato plants I have ever grown in my life. It really worked well. So you might try it on all kinds of things. When my berries start growing that you and Amy grew for me, I'm going to plant some of those and put the little greenhouse over it and see if that works. You never know. You never know. Yep, it was great for the tomatoes. Oh, by the way, I talked to my tomato man. For those of y'all who do not know, there is a gardener about 25 miles from my house who does everything organically. And every year he plants about 300 tomato plants. You know, big gardens he has. And he sells me tomatoes in bulk. I get all the seconds that I want for like $1 a pound or less. So he says he's got a lot in the ground this year, and it looks like he's going to have a good harvest. So that's one reason why I don't plant tomatoes very much. I have 4 tomato plants that are going to go into pots, and they're all Cherokee purple because he does not grow the Cherokee purple. But I'll go over and he'll load up the back of my pickup with 50 or 100 pounds of tomatoes, and I come home and can tomatoes for a week, kind of like I did all that other stuff last month. And then I've got tomatoes or tomato products for the rest of my year. But I got um, a new gadget I'm going to try. It takes a tomato, you put it in, it takes the skin off, and it separates the pulp and juice from the skin and the seeds. And the skin and seeds go in one bowl, and the rest goes in another. So I will be able to can my uh, tomatoes without having to put them in the hot water and then put them in the cold water. I'll just put them through this machine, and it's supposed to work real well. So I hope it will also do well for making the not just the tomato sauce, but maybe ketchup. I might try making ketchup this year. Never tried that either. Or being awfully quiet, just listening to me rattle on. I do that pretty well. Yeah, I think it sounds really neat. I found it on one of my auction sites. It's got it. I think they run like $60 or $70 when you buy them new, and I got it for $10, and that was including shipping to get it to me. So and it came in the box that was original, and it was still sealed. So I don't think it's ever even been opened. I'm pretty excited about it. Can't wait. Um, I don't know if it's hand crank or electric, Brett. I really don't know. Those large spinach containers that mini greenhouses for plant starts. Yes. Oops, I'm getting a phone call. I don't even know where my phone is. Well, it'll quit ringing in a minute. I'll call them back when we're done. Oh, very good, Ellie. What are you going to plant in your new garden bed? Allie, if I've got it figured out how to use it, I definitely will do a video on it. And if I haven't got figured out how to do the editing, I'll make the video and maybe I'll do it on a live stream if I've got a video, if I've got a computer that I can set up in the kitchen. This one I can't set up in the kitchen. It's an all-in-one, but it's heavy and bulky, and I don't think I could lift it and carry it into the kitchen. But that would make a great live stream to show you how to use that. It'd probably be a mess too. That's a good idea. That's the kind of thing I'd like to do. I'm also looking around at um, maybe getting a used laptop that I can shoot videos on. Use this for the live streams, and then use the laptop that I can set up in the kitchen to do the cooking with. That would be a nice thing to have. Metal for breakfast. Hello, it's good to see you. Oh, you've been listening while cleaning up the garden. It's your first garden. Congratulations. That's wonderful, Metal. I hope it turns out really well. And Joe's listening, but doing dishes. Very good. Isn't it wonderful to not have that oxygen hose in the way all the time? Ellie's having a flower garden, daisies, gladiolas, and a half barrel of snapdragons. Oh, those are beautiful. Those are beautiful. Now the guys are all getting here. Metal and Joe and Brett. No, it's not a food strainer. Hang on a minute. See if I can get it up where y'all can see it. Don't know if you read this, can read it if it's backwards or not, but that's it. And you put the tomatoes in the top hopper, and it goes down through here, and good stuff comes out there. Whoops! Good stuff comes down this pot, and over here is the skin and the seeds. So I'm pretty excited to use it. Let me go put it back down. It's heavy. That was heavy. Welcome back, Loretta. It sounds like a food mill, but I don't think that's what it's supposed to be. It's only for tomatoes. Yours is similar. Okay. I would prefer to have the hand crank, Amy, but this is the one I found on the auction, and it was such a good deal. I said, okay, I'll go for it, and I won it. So I thought it was a pretty good deal. Thank you, Lisa Clark. I think it's neat. I'm excited to see how it works. Like I was saying, every year I buy at least 50 pounds of tomatoes from my tomato guy. So that takes a lot of work to have to, pull all the stems off and make the little X on the bottom, put it in the hot water and let it cook for 1 to 3 minutes. Take it out, put it in the cold water, and then peel all the skins off. So this way I can just put it through the machine, pull the skins out, and dehydrate them, and make tomato products with the rest of it. I'm pretty excited about that part. Well, hello, Donna Sullivan. Welcome, welcome. It's good to see you here. Yes, it is, Amy. It's going to save a lot of time. I'm pretty excited about that. For those of you who do not know, Donna Sullivan, who just joined us, is my dearest friend in the whole world. We've been friends for over 40 years. And she came in to say hi to us. I'm so pleased. Call you midget and you'll answer. Learn how to edit. You'd like to see how it works. Okay, Ellie. Um, it's supposed to be pretty easy. It's supposed to be the next generation of the Microsoft Movie Maker, so I'm hoping it's going to be pretty easy. I had started playing with that many years ago, but never got proficient because I wasn't making videos at that time. You did homemade spaghetti sauce? Well, Julie, the spaghetti sauce, it sounds like you had the same experience that Amy did trying to use the little bitty grape tomatoes. And a lot of that acidity is from the seeds and the skins. If you take the seeds and skins off, it's much, much better. It's not nearly so astringent. So, yeah, sugar does help too, but a lot of people can't handle the sugar. The sugar's worse form than the acid. So I just suggest everybody take the seeds and skins off. That seems to help too. Hmm, goodness, 12 down to 8. Guess that's what happens when I've been on for an hour already. He was just a little boy who used to steal his mama's salt shaker out of the kitchen, go hide in the tomato patch and eat all the tomatoes. That's wonderful. That's great. What a great story. Yes, Lisa, you're right. Italians do call it gravy, not sauce. So you're right. Maybe you'll try it again. Put brown sugar in it. Mom did it. You can put brown sugar. Some people prefer molasses even. Well, I call it either one. I either call it gravy or sauce, depending on who I'm talking to. Since gravy is a kind of sauce, I guess they're both technically correct. I don't guess it really matters, but and I came across a video that I have still on my open on my desktop. That's right. That's right. Oh, okay, Donna. Amy, I still have some of the not the roux. What was it that we made? I made some for David and some for me. I don't remember right now. It was like a roux that we made, but we put chicken in it. You put chicken in it when we came, and I brought back some for David that was very peppery, and some for me that had no peppers. Well, I've got some frozen shrimp, and I'm going to put shrimp in it, and it should be really good and serve it with rice. Gumbo. Thank you. Thank you. I knew you could remember. I'm going to put. There's not much chicken left in it, although I do have some chicken, so I'll be putting some the last little bit of my leftover chicken from dinner the other day and a bunch of shrimp, but I'll have some good gumbo. Unorthodox and baking soda. Okay, John, that was Brett that said the baking soda. Oh, Lisa Gumbo is so good, but I have to be very careful because I'm very, very allergic to peppers. So when I went the first time to Louisiana, uh, Amy and Brett went around all the time saying their mantra, which was "Don't kill Kate," because they're so used to cooking with peppers, and I can't have them. So they kept saying that over and over again. So they wouldn't kill Kate because I'm really allergic. Tomato sandwiches. I have heard a lot of people uh, have tomato sandwiches. There we go again. Well, I'm still alive, so obviously it worked. And when they come to my house, I have to say, "Don't kill Amy," and leave the mushrooms out because they use peppers the way I use mushrooms. So if they come to my house, I'll have to remember, "Don't kill Amy," and leave the mushrooms away. Actually, Lisa, it is very, very good. I was raised by Yankee parents. Both of my parents were from Boston area, and I had never heard of it until I was a teenager. I grew up in Texas. I was born in Texas and grew up here, but I had not ever heard of it until I was a teenager. And a friend of mine uh, brought her cousin home, and her cousin was from um, a little town in Louisiana. I can't remember the name of it right now, but she introduced us to gumbo, and it was wonderful. That's when I learned about gumbo, and I love it. Great stuff. Yes, Allie, Boston. They were from two little tiny towns inside Boston. One is Prattville, and that's down somewhere near the ship channel. And my mom was from Rockland. And I'm not sure exactly where that is. Learn from a real Cajun. Not all gumbos are equal. That is true. That is absolutely true. You eat tomato sandwiches, but most of the time you eat just tomato sauces. Amy, I do too. And I'll tell you what, Amy trained me to do something with tomatoes that I had never done before I went to her house, but I absolutely love it. And that is to peel the tomatoes with a vegetable peeler and then slice them. And oh, then you get all the wonderful tomato without the acid of the skin. And then you can go ahead and dehydrate the skin to make tomato powder, which I do a lot too. But a tomato sandwich or slices of tomatoes that have no skin on them are just yummy. What's what's not far from you, Allie? One of those two, Rockland or Prattville, or just Boston in general? I still have some relatives that live in the Boston area. Oh, okay. Well, my maiden name is Puck, and that Prattville was named for my family. So great. Plus, the bottom of the tomato branch and yes, I know. Very good. But after you take them out of the hot water, you need to dump them in cold water for a few seconds first, and then you don't burn your hands, and it really comes off even more easily once you put cold water in it because it kind of shrinks the insides. It's great, great stuff. Apparently, Allie, um, Rockland, where my mom grew up, is somewhere near Worcester. Celtic Bear, hello, welcome. It's wonderful to see you. She wishes there's tomato right now. Yeah, I do too. I don't have any in my house at all. It's great to see you, Celtic. Thank you for dropping in. Oh, look, we're back up to 12 again. Brett, the gumbo video that you posted, is that the one where Amy and I made gumbo? Oh, no, I'm sorry. We didn't make gumbo. We made roux. Sorry about that. Yeah, I would like some fresh tomatoes too. One thing we've got around here is a store bought right now, and they taste like rubber, so I'm not looking forward to that. I'll go open a jar of tomatoes that I put up last year and enjoy that. I've got some okra. got some tomatoes. I've got some corn. Maybe I'll make an okra gumbo. Tomatoes sliced and drizzled. 5 days ago. Allie, I like that, but I like just fresh oregano. I keep oregano growing all year round, and yes, it's wonderful. Yeah, I, I, I knew, I've realized that it was rue. I did not realize that rue is the base for gumbo, but I will definitely do it. Ellie, thank you so much for coming in. I really enjoyed seeing you again this week, and I will see you next week because I'll be back. Chicken bog. What are you chicken bogging? Are you calling gumbo chicken bog? Oh, Celtic. I got my rooster this week, and he's absolutely fitting in beautifully with the chickens. They love him. Oh, yay. Welcome back, Joe. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I was amazed. Just keep stirring it, and it just keeps getting darker and darker and darker, but it doesn't burn as long as you keep stirring it. You have to turn it off after about an hour because it does get pretty dark, but it really works well. I have taken some of that root, mixed it with hamburger that I've cooked, and put it over bread and had stuff on the shingle. It's really good. Chicken stew Charleston recipe. Oh, okay. I went to Sam's yesterday and they had chicken breasts that they had apparently made too many in their rotisserie, and so they were selling chicken breasts, and they had four huge chicken breasts in a package for $3.98, and each of them was more than a pound because it was almost 7 pounds of chicken meat for $3.98, and it was already cooked. All I had to do for lunch today, I cut the chicken into pieces and heated up a little bit of my chicken broth and put it down in there and made some mashed potatoes to go with it, and it was out of this world. And it was so quick; it was all done in less than half an hour. Really, really good. Well, guys, I've been on for an hour and 12 minutes. So I want to say if you have anything you would like for me to add to my prayer list, whether it's a prayer request or a praise report, please let me know. I would like to add it to you, and I'll wait for about 5 minutes for that, and then I'm probably going to have to close it down and get back to work because I need to get all the kitchen utensils and pans and pots and stuff like that that I got at the auction washed. Hello, Gary B. It's wonderful to see you. Good heavens, Celtic. That is amazing. I've been thinking about just buying a nice roast and butchering it myself, cut it up into steaks or chops or cube steaks. That just takes slicing it and beating it up real good with a meat mallet. Definitely, Loretta. Pain level and migraines. By the way, I harvested a lot of my wild lettuce last night. Have it upside down on my front porch drying, and then I have to find out how to process it so I can use it. Supposed to be really good for pain. Joe, you are always on the list. You and your family and the Broussards. And I'm going to put down the praise request of your dad doing so much better. Amy, I'm going to put down the same one for you and your dad. I always keep you guys on that list. I think that sometimes the Lord gets tired of hearing me pray for you because I pray for you so often. Celtic, how are you doing? Is your chair holding up? How's Joseph? Oh, Amy, I think I'll put that on the list too. I know Donna is supposed to go visit her family around the middle or end of May, and I may try and come visit y'all at the same time. This wire, was it? Did you get it fixed? Was it easy to fix? I hope it wasn't terribly expensive. Good night, Lisa Hopper. Thank you for dropping by. Glad you and Joseph are doing well. That's good news, Celtic. Oh, yes, Ruth. I'm going to pray for that too. Okay, that's now on there. You fixed it? Very good. Does it keep coming loose? Is that what the problem is, Celtic? Ended up with 6. Well, now that I have a rooster, I may have to get myself a incubator too, because I have a feeling I'm going to start getting some eggs that can be hatched out. At least I hope so. I think with Mr. Rory and the Buff Orpingtons we've got, that would make some really pretty chickens because the Buff Orpingtons are kind of a very pale peach color, and he's just as snow white as he can be. That might make some really pretty chicks. Oh, I definitely will, Donna. I didn't realize he had passed away. Okay, definitely have to. Oh, okay. Maybe they can modify something to make it hold better. I would like to say I'm sorry that Patrick passed away, but he was in such terrible, terrible shape. I think it's a blessing for both him and Emily. New Hampshire red. Not heard of a New Hampshire red. I've heard of a Rhode Island red before. Are the ones with the puffy heads red as well? Oh, that's wonderful news, Amy. I'm so glad she's able to travel the interstate. But pretty soon you're not going to be able to hold her down. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure what you meant, Celtic. Okay. Different colors and markings. I have three different breeds of chickens, and then I have the rooster, and I don't think he's a breed of any one of them. But he is a gorgeous fellow. I might have to try and get some pictures and show y'all the pictures. And she's your last one, so it's going to seem even faster. Well, folks, it's been 5 minutes more, and I think I need to go in there and get all that stuff put away. I think I'm going to have to clean out my pots and pans cabinet before I can put the new ones in there because I got so much in there. And I'll go through and clean things out, and probably donate some of what's already in there. So, see how it goes. Y'all have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful week next week. And if you ever reach the point where you feel like you're alone out there and by yourself, remember, always there's at least one person here in this world who loves you and cares about you. That's me. Have a great week. Be careful, stay safe, and I love you all. Bye, guys.